And hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. So in the last videos we talked about and about two of the wildcards. So let's just review maybe on that. So what does do? It goes along with where to kind of decrease the amount of results you get. So if we say A and a percentage sign, everyone that's name starts with an A will be returned. I can see Alfred and whatnot. There are 4 people. And we know if there is an underscore, and let's say it is an underscore, and it should have, or it should end in, let's see, it should end in I mean in I, but it should have, that I is not the same, it should end in R, let's say R, and it should have one more character be afterwards. Run that, as you can see, this gets returned because it starts with A. Anything can be in the word after A because that's what the percentage sign means. And then it should have an R and then one character because that represents one character that we don't know. So then it's R and then the one character we don't know. That's kind of what we talked about in a previous video. Now we're just going to go deeper on it. So let's say we want, let's quickly return everyone that starts with an A again. And well, let's look at a postal code. Let's say the postal code, so we can copy this postal code, paste it here, and we can say it's 1, and then in the middle there should be, it should either be 2, 3, or 4, but it can have anything after that. What's happening here? Basically what we're doing is we're telling it, find a postal code that starts with 1, and then following 1, there should be a number 1, 2, or 3. 2, 3, or 4, which as you can see is 2, 3, or 4, and there's 2 again. And then anything can follow after that. So this is kind of to give more choices. So if we were to go back to let's say contact name, for example, and let's say their name should start with an A, and let's really see what gets returned. Yeah, so they're Anna. And let's say after A there should be either an N, an O, or an E, and anything can come after that. As you can see, N, O, and there's no one that has an AE in their name, or that name starts with an AE. Basically, this just says any letter in here should be found here. If the letter here is not at least one of these 3, then it shouldn't be there at all. Kind of what it says. Alright, so now we can talk about the dash. Now let's say you have a amount of characters you want. Let's say you want all the things from A all the way to, let's say, P, for example. Now if anyone in their name has a character that starts with an A and it has any character after that from A to P, it will be returned here. So this just means from this to this. We can also do this with like the postal code if you wanted to. So if we were to paste that there, and let's say it starts with 0, and anything from 1 to, let's say, 5 can be here. Run that, and as you can see, it's 5, 4, 5, 2, 5, but nothing above 5. And if we can also change this, so this has to be either 4 or 5, but that kind of defeats the point of having that dash, as you can just say 4 or 5. Anyways, 5, and then there's 4, but there's no 2, 3s, or anything else. So this is kind of to say from this point to this point, so from A to Z or whatnot. Then we have let's say we go back to customer or contact name. Let's say that. And now here we say it should start with an A. And as we know, we can go NA, for example. And that will return everyone. Let's just add a percentage sign. Anyone that's name has an A and after it following an N or an A. But now that anyone will have an A following it, so we can even make this O, like an O or something. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, everyone that has an N or an O following their name will be returned. Now what we can do is, in some SQL databases, it's possible to use this caret, which is right above the 6 on a normal US QWERTY keyboard, and it will avoid N or O. I don't know if, yeah, we schools don't do that. In WeSchools, you don't use a caret, you use an exclamation mark. But take note, if exclamation mark doesn't work, it's probably a caret then. Anyways, you use an exclamation mark, and then everyone that has an N or an O following their name will not be returned. So, Aria, Alexander, and Art and whatnot. So yeah, this just means not any of these characters inside of the square bracket. You can also make it like start people's name. For example, let's say you don't want it to start with an A. Let's say you don't want to start with any vowels. Then basically you can do that, and boom, no people that's name starts with a vowel will be returned. So yeah, that's kind of the basics of wildcards. Pretty cool. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all again in the next video.